Hare Krishna, welcome to all of you in this morning session. So today we'll discuss about the glorification of holy name. But before that, we'll just invite the blessings of all the Vaishnavas by singing the Mangalacharan. So you can kind of narrate, sing Varnacharan at your own pace. You can follow me also. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Akshar Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Ayam Rupa Kadameham Dadati Sa Padantikam Mandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaur Tushe Namaha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namaste Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shobhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I was told by His Grace Shri God Prabhuji that you all are very professionals and talented people, and it's so nice to see that all of you are coming together to join this discussion on holy name. This is not kind of lecture, we are just discussing together based on our experiences. So Prabhuji, if you don't mind, I can share my screen, and I created a presentation so that we remain busy and engaged and we can have question answers as well.
Yes, for sure, Prabhuji.
So let me know once you can see my screen.
We can see. Yes, we can see.
So today we'll talk about the importance and significance of holy name of the Lord. I think this session is specifically for describing the glories of holy name. So with my little intelligence, I will try to narrate this greatest of the treasure that we have got from Srila Prabhupada and all the Guru Shishya Parampara. So let's start from here. Prabhuji, I don't know what's the format. I am okay if devotees want to ask questions in between, but we can complete the session in say 20-30 minutes, and then we can also have question answer. So I'm flexible.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. If questions can be kept for the end.
Yes. And you can start putting your questions on chat wherever you see you have a question there. So let's start now.
Yes.
So I just, you might be knowing about that. Just to set the context of this session, I just want to kind of revise something that Srimad Bhagavad. So today we'll overall understand and embrace the concepts that have been given in the Vedic scriptures. The beauty of a disciplic succession or a parampara. We are part of Sri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. The beauty of this is that there is no phantasmagoria. We all know what we are doing, and we all know the purpose behind that, because it's not because of some sentiments and some intelligence, because Prabhupada says that the philosophy without practice is a speculation, and the only practice and devotion without philosophy is sentimentalism. So Prabhupada has given a mix of these two in his books and in his culture. So I'll just give a brief. For the success of any organization, we know we need three things. One should be here. We should have a culture, we should have education, and we should have devotion, right? Or faith, we can say. If any of these three is missing from any organization or system, the system cannot survive for longer. So Prabhupada has given in brief, Prabhupada has given up books as an education part. He has created a lot of gurukuls and a lot of technical institutes within his farm. You might be aware about that. And in case of culture, he has given us temples, actually, where we can go meet devotees and take their association and discuss things. This is culture. And third thing is your devotion. This devotion is a very mysterious thing. So somebody can say different things about devotion. But in nutshell, devotion is actually a seed which is given to you or given to us in our heart from a pure devotee. And that seed is actually the implantation of the seed within our heart is actually made possible by when you get some agyat sukriti, by serving somebody knowingly or unknowingly. So with that, since Prabhupada has given and we all have a little bit devotion, you all have amazing devotion. You are so eager to kind of discuss these things. And I also want to have that kind of eagerness. So Srimad Bhagavatam clearly says that how the panacea of Kali Yuga is holy name, right? Panacea is a solution which is generalized to everything. So solution to everything in Kali Yuga is the holy name, which is panacea of Kali Yuga. And if you see, there is a scriptural reference here, 12th canto, 3rd chapter, 52, where Srila Sukadeva Goswami is clearly telling to Parikshit Maharaj, Kriti adhyaya to Vishnu Taritayam, to Makha, sorry, Dwapare Parichayam Kalota Harit Kirtana, which means that whatever things were possible by the realization of God by meditation in Satyuga, you can see top left, then top right is your Yajnas in the Treta Yuga when Lord Ram came. And then there is a exalted and opulent deity worship. There was exalted worship at the temples. Yajnas continued there also for some period of time. That was Dwapar Yuga. But if you see the bottom rightmost, it says that nothing is possible. You don't have that longer life. Your longevity of life is very low. Hardly anybody lives beyond 60 or 70. And that thing will keep on decreasing based on the influence of the Kali Yuga as we move forward. So we don't have long life, and obviously we cannot sit in the one place like Vishwamitra Muni, or there are so many examples. They actually meditated on the Lord for thousands of years. We hear about such things, just like an ant thinking about, hey, there is an entity called human being who can live for 100 years. So ant cannot fathom how somebody can be having that longevity of the life. Same thing, it looks very mysterious and unbelievable that people can live for thousands of years, but that was possible. By the Treta Yuga, if you see, you need to have qualified brahmanas who can lit the fire by the chanting of the holy name, chanting of the mantras, right? We don't have those qualified brahmanas. We don't have qualified quality of the material required for the yajnas. Then we don't have a lot of opulence. You can see in Dwapar Yuga here. So what we have, we only have holy name. We don't have anything. We don't have even qualifications, because the reason why we have been sent in this Kali Yuga means we wanted to enjoy things which are available only in Kali Yuga, right? So Krishna says, Yam yam vapi swaran bhavam tadati ante kaliyavram tattadevayati konteya sada tad bhava bhavita. O konteya, whatever state of being one dies, he attains the next life according to that. So it's not that it's applicable to all of you, it's applicable to me. I'm saying that I wanted to enjoy something which was not possible in earlier ages. So this is where. But then let's make the best use of this bad bargain. We decided to come to Kali Yuga, but we have understood that, hey, we don't need to remain entrapped in this cycle of birth and death. Vicious cycle. Prabhupada says it's a vicious cycle. It's not kind of you take birth, that happiness, because I think you guys would have gone through some lectures where it has been told how all these 4 stages, birth, death obviously is painful, disease is painful, and old age is painful. But how birth is painful, that also there's a lecture on that. Prabhupada has talked about a lot of things there, and you can read in your 6th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, about the same thing. So thing is, in Kali Yuga, we are not qualified. We don't have facilities which are available in other ages. We don't have qualified people who can help us there. But what we have only is the causeless mercy of the Lord. It is flowing in the form of the holy name of the Lord himself, right? And we'll see who propagated that. You know about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we'll study more about that. So in a nutshell, summary of the slide is that we are in a precarious situation in Kali Yuga. We were always in precarious situation, but here it is more precarious, because the chances of connecting to the line of realizing God, because the purpose of this rare human form of life is very difficult to fathom, which was quite natural in other ages. It was quite natural for people to be meditating. It was quite natural for people to be performing yajnas. It was quite natural for people to be worshipping deities in an exalted way. And it is not so natural to sit like a devotee and chant the holy name of the Lord. So, which means this slide also talks about the rarity of our getting this opportunity to take part in connecting to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and get the ultimate goal of life, human life, which is Krishna Prem or Lord's pure holy name realization, and getting the love of that, which is the ultimate goal of any particular living entity, right? So going ahead, very simple thing. Just see. So in Kali Yuga, Krishna says that Nam Akari Bahudha Nij Sarva Shaktis. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's second Shikshastakam Shloka, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Lord has put all of his potency in this holy name, right? So just see just do some analytical study of what is the meaning of potency of the Lord. So if you see, this is left side, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita Arjuna that out of the whole creation, only the 1/4 is part of this material world. You see here, this bubble? This bubble is nothing but a shadow of something which is a corner of the whole creation of the Lord. And this bubble contains the whole material universe. And we'll just expand that. And the remaining else is a 3/4 like creation of the Lord with the spiritual worlds in different forms. And right side, if you see, you find that this is how Krishna creates this material world. Lord Mahavishnu, ultimately, who is just the first Purush incarnation of the Lord, starting to create this material stuff based on his energies, obviously. Now, if you double down on this one, Lord created this, Mahavishnu created millions of universes coming from his pores of his body. We know about that, right? And each universe, if you expand, double click here, just see the complexity of this universe. So this all why we are discussing, and why Prabhupada has also put these details in the Srimad Bhagavatam, because he wanted to make us feel. We say God is great, God is powerful, but this is the real power. Just see, these 14 planetary systems, we are in the middle, Jambudvip, and this the heavenly planetary systems up to Satyaloka, Brahmaloka, and the bottom ones where the sun does not rise. You see, just if you see, there's only one sun here, illuminating the whole 14 planetary systems. Obviously, sun does not go down actually. So the below planetary system, Tal Loka, these are all Datyas and all kind of creatures. Ultimately, 8,400,000 species of life is there. So, and on each layer, you have hundreds and thousands of planets, right? Scientists are trying to find that, this is like scientists trying to fathom out. Recently, they figured out that, hey, there is some alien planet, earthly planet that is trying to send the radio signals to Earth. Just see, they're trying to figure out what's happening, but it's just one planet that they're thinking is trying to reach them through some research and development or whatever it happens, right? So this is just a glimpse of the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as you would appreciate, many of such functions which are happening in this even one universe, Krishna is not directly involved. He has his energies doing expansions, doing the things. So when we tell Krishna's potency or Lord's potency, this is what it is, right? Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first verse. Srila Vyasdev starts, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya to anvayad itaratas charthe avigyeshu swarata. Tene Brahma Hirdaya Adi Kave Muhyanti Yat Surya. Krishna says, Vyasdev is saying, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, O son of Vasudev, Lord Krishna. He's just offering prayers at the start of the Bhagavatam. Because he knows he's going to explain everything about Srimad Bhagavatam here after that. And he's saying everything comes from you, Krishna. And in such a mystical way that even Muhyanti Yat Surya, and the demigods, or the controller of this functioning of this whole creation of one universe, they are the controller and department heads of that. So even they got really bewildered about the creation. They got really bewildered to think, how is it possible that everything could come from one person? But that is what it is, right? So this was just a glimpse And Krishna himself says in Puranas and Shastras, Mad bhayati vayo vatoyam surya stapati mad bhayat. Varsha tindro dahate ragnir mrityushcharati mad bhayat. Because of my fear, mad bhayat, vati vatoyam. The demigod of the air is supplying air. Surya stapati mad bhayat. The sun god is giving its rays because of my fear. Varsha tindro dahate ragnir. This rain god, Indra, is giving rain because of my fear. Mrityushcharati mad bhayat. And because of my fear, this death is taking its toll. So fear is one kind of motivation, not a good motivation actually. You may start your bhakti with fear that, hey, if I don't do the spiritual practices, I will be punished like this and that. But ultimately, this creation and its purpose is ultimately one, which is get the happiness. Every living entity wants to get happiness at the end. But to get eternal happiness, that's possible when you have love for God. Because love for God is something which nobody can snatch from you. Nobody can encroach your jurisdiction for that. It's always there, and we'll see how it is there. Now, just another double down on this. This is the modern scientist theory and imagination and understanding of the current universe. It's a different topic whether it is correct or not. But just see, even a modern atheistic scientist, right, by their what should I say, speculative, maximum culmination of speculation, can think about this model, that how the universe could have come out. Of course, there was a person after Big Bang theory got approved. He created a Big Bang company, a construction company. So he thought, I'll just blast and the beautiful buildings will come. And you can imagine what could have happened. It was bankrupt within few months because there is nothing like Big Bang. I'm not saying it's not there. This is not the topic of this discussion, main topic of this discussion. But if you see what kind of complexity of things they have put here, right? How things have evolved over the period of time. Obviously, they don't know what is the reason why this Big Bang got blasted and now beautiful things are coming. But just see that modern scientists also accepts that this creation is not a simple cheap thing. It has a great mind behind that. Whether they believe it or not, it's a different subject matter. But even the scientific theory says the evolution is so complex where we are today. So I thought just to share with this thing. So having understood the power of the Lord, right? Now it is time to say that this power is the only power which can save us from the current age. Because ultimately the purpose of any living entity is to be happy, and the permanent happiness is only possible when you connect to the God. And in Kali Yuga, the connection is through the Harinam. So another proof why in Kali Yuga Harinam is so important is that Sukadeva Goswami further elaborates to Parikshit Maharaj that Kaler dosh nidhi rajan asti hai. You might have read this shloka. That so many faults are there, but the main important thing is the Kirtana, the Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy name for Lord Krishna is something that can give us a realization in this current age. And practically, there is nothing else that we can do because of the lack of facilities, because of the lack of devotion, lack of fortune, I would also say, because we will see in the further slides how we are so fortunate having come in the movement of Srila Prabhupada, right, and the current acharyas. It's the rarest of the rarest opportunity. It is just like a plank, a wooden plank having a hole, is floating in the Pacific Ocean, and there's a turtle that hits the surface of the water once in 12 years. Now, what is the possibility that the neck of the turtle will get into that plank of wood? There is no possibility. So similarly, there is the possibility for a living entity in Kali Yuga to get connected to the authentic movement which talks about the purpose of the life through holy name and what you can gain through by practicing that kind of process which is filled with holy names importance and significance. Right? Well, now another fortune, and certainly we are very fortunate, and we'll just discuss about that. So Krishna says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Lord Chaitanya is not different than Krishna, that that Harer Nam, Harer Namaya Kevalam. In Brihanaradi Opera, he quotes these words. That how in Kaliva, only the holy name of the Lord can deliver us. And again, why we want to get delivered? Because we want to remain eternally happy. And to remain eternally happy, you have a process given by the Lord Himself and practice by Him. And based on that, we can kind of attain this supreme destination of our life. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that in order to get that prema, which will give you the ultimately lasting, long-lasting or eternal lasting happiness for which you are wanting here and there, when you chant the holy name in association, right? So I mean, association does not only mean you come together and remain silent, right? You do some activity. Otherwise, you can remain at home, right? So that's the main purpose of Sankirtan in association. You do the discussion of the Lord, chant the holy names, sing His glory, sing the Kirtans to glorify Him. And that way you get purified, and then you attain the basically the perfection of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jeev jago, Gaura Chand bole. Chaitanya is invoking us, invoking that love that we have. So Jeev jago does not literally mean you are sleeping in a bed and you are waking up. Yes, that is also possible in material sense. And if you see, if somebody is sleeping in a deep sleep, what can wake him up? If you don't have physical proximity to this person, the only thing that can wake him up is the sound vibration. You take the name, hey, Mahavishnu, please wake up, right? So similarly, Lord Mahaprabhu is also invoking the love within our heart, which is dormant, right? Just like you see, when you light up a firewood, right? It immediately gets the fire because that fire is already there in the firewood. That fire means that portion of that sun or sun ray is stored within the firewood. So when you kindle that, then you automatically invoke that fire from the firewood and it burns. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, is trying to invoke that fire of devotion from each one of our heart, because that's there in everybody's heart, right? So, and how you invoke that fire is by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So when you chant, it's just like lighting that particular firewood and setting it to the fire for it to burn and give the results. Similarly, when we hear the glories of the holy name and everything, when we chant ourselves. So as you know, when we chant, Prabhupada says, the scripture says, you don't need to think about anything. You don't need to hear anything other than what you are chanting. And then somebody can ask, hey, I'm not a pure devotee. If I chant, how it is going to invoke the love and devotion within my heart? So the answer is, and I was reading one latest scientific study where they have stuck something like this, that the sound vibration, the sound itself, Lord Hare Krishna and Hare Rama, this sound vibration itself is a spiritual vibration. So when you're bringing a spiritual vibration which is alien to this physical body in the material world, right, it still puts the effort. But this is not that because we are chanting, we will get purified. It is because we are generating those sound vibrations which are spiritual, and they will do the magical thing for us. And that's the philosophy that the new modern scientists are also coming back. So when we chant the holy name, we awaken that true nature, devotion, and then we think about connecting to the Lord to get the eternal bliss and happiness. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through his own example, he told that holy name chanting or this bhakti marg, it's not for a particular caste, creed, or a particular kind of gender, right? It is ubiquitous. It is just like Krishna is omnipresent, right? Krishna is omnipotent, omniscient, right? All these qualities are there. So, since Krishna has created all of us, as we read, Janmadi Yasyatha, so this factor of devotional service and love to God is there dormant in everybody's heart, right? And that's it. To prove that, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made Srila Haridas Thakur as the Nam Acharya. You can see Srila Haridas Thakur's history. He was born in a Mohammedan community, the family, and so none of the Muslims or the Brahmanas accepted him because he was chanting the Lord's holy name, but he was from different creed. The Brahmanas did not accept him, and because he was Muslim but chanting somebody else's name, he was rejected even by his own clan. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that he is the Namacharya because he was chanting the holy name 192 rounds every day, 3 lakh holy names every day, sincerely. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this is the enough qualification for somebody to become a Namacharya, irrespective of what material things he has right now. So that's the beauty, and we'll further see on this that, and I'm just telling the position of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, obviously all know. This is our Sampradaya, where this Khan comes, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought the Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? So Lord himself is incarnating in this Sampradaya, where we are. And we are discussing all these things. And this Lord Krishna, who is none other than Lord Chaitanya, he is appearing as a disciple of Ishwarpuri, but obviously he's an Acharya and the Supreme Lord, but he's consummating the teachings of all these 4 sampradayas which are mentioned in the scriptures. That's the beauty of this. And Lord Chaitanya is saying that you do the holy name chanting as a panacea for this Lord. And again, Lord Krishna is the source of everything. So if we take part in this holy name chanting, it also generates automatically the universal brotherhood and sisterhood, right? So holy name brings us back, because just like when there are 10 children in a house with one father, obviously they all are together because they know they are connected with the central father. So when we all also make Lord as the center of our life and invoke his mercy from chanting his holy name, then that is the real brotherhood and sisterhood that Srila Prabhupada wanted to talk about. So Prabhupada used to say that there are so many associations like United Nations, but they could not solve the problem because ultimately they are united, but internally they are disunited. They are still keeping their flag, they are still keeping their motives there. But when we come together and chant the holy name, we are calling the same Supreme Father and Mother, then we become real universal brothers and sisters. There's no other way you can bring this. And Prabhupada used to say, and Prabhupada brought that thing, right? When Prabhupada, today if you go to Mayapur or any international headquarters, international temple of ISKCON, you'll see all the countries people come there. Mayapur, every year, Kirtan Mela, if you go there, Japanese are there, Chinese are there, Russians are there, obviously, Americans are there. And they are not just to participate, they are actually pure devotees, they are sannyasis, they have come to give association to others, even for Indians also. So Prabhupada used to say a lot of things about, hey, you have taken birth in India, but you're not utilizing it. You're in the best position. Go ahead, spread the glories of the holy name. Right? That was Prabhupada used to say. So this is the real wealth. The real wealth is not that, hey, we are opulent, because that opulence will go away when you leave the body. But this universal brotherhood continues life after life until you go back to Godhead, where you are really connected with each other with love of God. Right. So I'll just conclude on this thing quickly because I think we are just reaching the time. So Prabhupada's compassion. Prabhupada really used to beg people in his lectures, please take the holy name. Please chant the holy names. Right? And just by their begging and inspiration, he could kindle that devotional service in the hearts of so many people. If you see in this picture, thousands of people used to come to him. But it did not start in one day. He used to say Indians before going to US that, hey, you have the highest, topmost education of Krishna consciousness, stick to it. Right? But then we did not hear, Indians did not hear that suggestion. So he went to America and Russia, brought the disciples, and then we started understanding how important it is. So Prabhupada used to beg all of the audience that please take to the chanting of the holy name. There is nothing else that can help you in this age of Kali Yuga. So the Acharya of ISKCON is saying that holy name is the ultimate climax of anything you can have. And by this only you can get the eternal happiness. And finally, just to conclude, when Mother Draupadi was in problem, you can see, you all know, the Dusasana's one arm was more powerful than thousands of elephants. And when he started disturbing Mother Draupadi, she just raised the hand at the end, a call out just like a child cries for his mother. And then when Krishna came, gave the mercy, Dushashan could not do anything on that. So, just to conclude, we all want to become happy eternally. And the formula is to connect to the Lord, get the prema. And in Kali Yuga, the holy name of chanting of the holy name is the only way, as proven by many scriptural injunctions by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas. And if you have the modern acharyas who are propagating the same thing for the. So thank you very much for the short clip. Please forgive me if I kind of offended in any direct and indirect way by presenting the philosophy. So thank you so much. We can open for question and answer too.
Yes, thank you very much, Prabhuji, for presenting it so systematically using beautiful slides. So yeah, we can open the floor. If you have any questions, you can drop that on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask it. Any question or comment? Yeah, Shakti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, for a great lecture. Prabhuji, you have quoted in a Bhagavatam last quote about in a Kirtanam. Sorry, that Kalau Dhari, that Dhari.
Yes, sir. Let me open that slide. Yes, sir.
Okay, bro. So here Kirtana means how go it is only means Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or some mantra like with Krishna, or like other sampradaya they do Radha Krishna.
Yes,
So
sir.
like that.
Good question for you. So you yourself has given the answer. In the age of Kali Yuga, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the most potent. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told. And that's why when he made Haridas Thakur Acharya, he proved that this mantra is the Mahamantra. That's why it is called Mahamantra. Now, obviously, every sampradaya has different way of approaching that goal. So when we say Hari, like in South India, if you go, you see a lot of Ashri Sampradaya people, they are fully authentic. As far as Prabhupada says, they are fully authentic. If you see the slide also, it talks about that. So, yes, so if you follow your Sampradaya, yes, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told that for the Kali Yuga, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the super mantra. Other Sampradaya people also chant, but if they are also chanting as per their Sampradaya, this is perfect. Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thanks.
There are few comments on the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Prabhuji, for your enlightenment. Then Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can you explain the turtle example again?
Okay, yes. So it's very simple. So for example, you have a wooden log which is having a hole inside that, where the turtle's neck can fit correctly. And then there's a turtle floating in, and this wooden log is floating in the Pacific Ocean. And there's a turtle who's also swimming in that Pacific Ocean. And this turtle comes on the surface of the ocean once in 12 years. So what is the probability of this turtle's neck getting fit into that log? And they are floating independently. So there is no possibility of it. So that is the possibility of somebody understanding that by following instructions of a sampradaya under a bona fide guru or spiritual master, one can get perfection. That is a rare possibility. Does that answer the question? I think Param, yes. Nabi, does that answer your question?
That was asked by Pavan Gupta, Prabhu. Okay, probably yes. If not, they can revert back. Then there is a comment by another devotee, Harshit Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji, your presentation was so well prepared and full of nectarian elixirs from many scriptures. Thanks so much for your efforts to enlighten all of us, Hare Krishna. Shobha Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji, for this elaborate session about glories of holy name. Then Param Kanti Matari, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for informative and inspiring session. We are hopeful this will increase our taste in holy name. And Pavan Prabhu just replied saying, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Pavan.
Yeah.
Thank
So just want to check if there is any other question for Prabhuji or any other comment.
Devotees can raise their hands if they want. In Zoom, they can raise their hands.
Yeah. It seems, okay, I see.
Yes, sir.
It is just Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. They are all very thankful to you, very happy to have you.
I am so
here,
thankful to
Prabhuji.
all of you. This is
Thank
all
you
the
very
this is all the mercy of the Srila Prabhupada that we are trying to understand this scientific understanding of bhakti. So let's come together and chant the holy name and pray for each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Thanks all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna,
much.
Prabhuji.
Name Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.